Thank you so much, Batel, and thank you everyone for showing up today. Greetings from DFW. It is pretty cold today, so please ignore me if you see me shivering a bit. Today, we're going to talk about creating an effective spending plan. So, without further to do, let's go ahead and get started on that.
All right, all right. We got our first polling question, as we said earlier today. Please, everybody, jump in, take a moment. The question is, what are your financial goals for the year? This year, of course. A, save more money. B, pay off debt. C, invest. D, buy a house or car. E, have extra spending money. I'm going to say to me will be, have extra spending money. It never fails that money's always welcome in my pocket. But I wonder what our audience is going to say. We got people interacting. We can see that they're answering and participating on the polling. What is yours, Anna?
I would say paying off debt so that I can purchase a new car.
Oh,
I need
wow.
a bigger car. Yeah. This
Oh,
baby is taking up a lot of space in my current car and I need something bigger, but got to work on paying off some debt first.
okay. Gotcha. All
Hmm.
right. So it seems like the results are in. And we have that the majority said they agree with you. Pay off debt. Then everybody was spread it around. Next would be have extra spending cash, invest, buy a house. It was evenly spread out. So thank you again for joining us on the first of the polling questions. Also, feel free to use your reactions or emojis here. You can send us little emojis agreeing. Feel free to do that. Thank you. All right, Anna, back to you.
Thank you everyone for participating. Let's move on. So, what we will cover today, we are going to talk about what is a spending plan. Why do you need a spending plan? Some myths and some spending about some spending plans, getting started, sinking funds. What are sinking funds? Making it stick to our brains, tracking your spending, and then tools and resources. So, what is a spending plan? A spending plan is a plan for how you want to spend your money. It gives you permission to spend on things that are important to you and helps you cut back on things that aren't. It is the foundation of any financial goal. And as you can see in this image here, this is actually a spending plan that we use, one of the spending plans that we use here in our department whenever we are working with our members and appointments. We like to get everything organized with their finances. And so this is our starting point. This is one that I like to use personally. So just so you can see what it looks like, some people call it a budget. We like to call it a spending plan. So whether you want to save money for a vacation, a house, pay off debt, or increase your credit score, you have to first see what you're working with. Where are you spending your money every month? This is a time to set your priorities straight and decide how bad you really want that goal to be achieved. Organizing your finances will help you reach your financial goals. Okay, so whatever it is that you're wanting to do, there's no better way to start off than to organize your money, okay, and see what's being spent. And we'll talk more about that here in the next slide. Well, actually, here's another poll question for you guys.
That is correct. Yes, quick ones. We don't have that many today. So please, again, engage with us on these polling questions in order to see what your thoughts are. Question: how many of you have a spending plan or a budget sheet, as Anays mentioned before? A, I don't have a spending plan. B, I have one, but I don't follow it. C, I have one, use it every month. That's great. Now, Anna, again, I got to say, I have one, I don't follow it. I see these new shoes out there, and I like tennis shoes. So I go out of the way and I jump in to use that money for it. So I'm not too good at this, but
Maybe
you
you
know,
have one, but you don't follow it. B would be your answer, I guess.
that will be my answer. Correct. Yes, that will be my answer.
And
I
it
don't follow.
happens. It happens. But it's always good to just track back to your spending plan. I've had one for years actually, in all stages of life. So yeah, let's get into this.
All
And
right.
we might have to talk to you after this.
Right, right. Well, it seems like there's a few people that aren't rowing the same boat as I am.
Okay.
So it's a pretty close tie with an I don't have one. I have one, sorry, but I don't follow it. Or
Mhm.
the other half is I don't have a spending plan at all. And then
Okay.
very few have one already that they use monthly. So.
Well, good to know. I think it's all about figuring out which one is going to work for you. Maybe you have one and maybe you don't follow it because you forget to look at it or you're just not that interested in it. And then for the people that don't have one, some people might not know where to start. And so we'll go over all of that. And if you would like to meet with us after that, we'll talk even more about it. So let's move on here to our next slide. So why do you need a spending plan? Whether you already use a spending plan or not, everyone should have one, and there's several reasons why. So first, you need to gain control of your money. Don't let your money gain control of you. You need to save money, save for emergencies, short or long-term goals, and that includes retirement as well. Pay off debt and avoid it. Okay. I always think to myself, and I tell my members as well, we work so hard, long hours, sometimes weekends, sometimes we're away from our families for a long time. We work so much, and it honestly just sucks having to work so much and then having to turn around and get loans and pay these big banks all this money, thousands of dollars in interest. So how about we just organize our finances so that we can live debt free and be able to enjoy our money and enjoy the time that we do have without having to give it away to rich people. Also, we want to plan for future expenses. Okay. For example, if you have a car registration that is due soon, you want to go ahead and, start planning for that and start saving for that and include it in your spending plan so that you can have cash to pay for it without having to maybe when that day comes, when that month comes, that you have to get your registration so that you don't turn around and use a credit card because it was unexpected. We want to plan for all of that. And also a spending plan is obviously awesome because it'll help you reach your financial goals. Okay. When you have this kind of control over your money, it empowers you to reach your financial goals, and the stress that comes from financial chaos just melts away. Okay, so it'll help us live a stress-free life. Very important. Next, let's talk about some myths about spending plans or budget sheets. Like I said, we like to call them spending plans because we like to spend. So, number one, some people believe when we talk to them, our first appointment, that they don't need a spending plan to reach their goals. They say, number one, that it's too complicated. Now, this is a myth. It doesn't have to be complicated. Yes, there are several complicated spreadsheets and programs out there, but I'm going to show you some easy tools that you can use and create to track your spending. Okay. Second, a lot of people also say it will not work. Well, actually, it will always work. It's all about organizing your finances in order for you to see the big picture. It helps you focus on your goals and see what really needs to be changed to achieve them. If you're ready to make a change in your finances, you have to see where your money is going. It is unbelievable the amount of money that we spend on things that are not relevant. and it hurts when we think back, if only I had saved that money, if only I had used it wisely, I would be able to do so and so, because things always come up. And so believe that it will work. Third, people say, I don't have time to mess with it. It's too time consuming. It doesn't have to be. The first time that you set up a spending plan, yeah, it's going to take a little time, but once you have that set, it's not going to take any time but maybe 2 to 5 minutes to look at it. And once you know the numbers and you get used to it, it's something that it'll be very quick for you to look at. Okay. So these are some myths, and we are going to make this work. Does anybody have any questions so far?
But of course, we always have questions, you know, that our audience is always
Awesome.
ready. So,
Good.
you mentioned budget plan or a budget sheet. Are we
Mhm.
providing this at the end with the survey, or is there anywhere that our members or those attending the webinar can find one that they can start the process? So when they come and see
Mhm.
you guys, they already have something, a steps forward, taken care with this.
Yeah, so you can always create your own, and we'll talk about how to do that here in a bit. But also, if you would like to use some of the spending plans that we have, like I said, mentioned earlier, we have several different ones. You're more than welcome to, we'll provide the link and the phone number for you to give us a call and meet with us, and we'll get started. Hmm.
Cool. Anna, what is the cost to do this for you guys?
It's actually completely free, whether you're a member or not. It's completely free to come and talk to us. There's no cost at all.
Cool. You mentioned something about having having money in case something happens. Do we have an
Mhm.
account that we offer to our members that is probably like tucked away, and when they
Mhm.
need it, they know that it's there and they can use it?
Yes, so we have a few different savings accounts. The saving account that I would recommend, which is the one that I personally have, is just our regular savings. And the reason why, once again, we'll talk about that here in a bit, but I believe that it is extremely important to start off with an emergency savings. And with it being for emergencies, you don't want to have your money tied up somewhere um, where you're going to get extremely penalized for withdrawing the money, or where it's going to take a few business days for you to have access to it. So for it, when it comes to an emergency savings, you want to do just a regular savings anywhere, okay? So that you can have access to it for emergencies.
Cool. Right
Yes,
now,
sir.
I don't have anything else, Anna, for
Hmm.
you, but for sake of time, I know there's a lot of information that you're going to be throwing out there and they're going to be taking notes. We'll continue with the presentation and go to the next part. Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Butel.
Mhm.
All right, so let's get started. So this is going to be the most time consuming part, okay? What you'll need to do is gather all of your bills and all of your banking statements, okay? I always tell my members, go ahead and get maybe your last three banking statements. One is not going to be enough. We're going to want to see all three, what you've been spending on the last 3 months, okay? So you'll want to start off by making a list of all your expenses. It's going to be different for everybody. So you can start by writing down, rent, phone, electric bill, gas bill, water bill, even gasoline, how much you spend on gasoline. And once again, some months you might have spent more, and then another month maybe you didn't. Some people have expenses such as daycare for your kids, or even church, even tithing. This is all that you want to list, okay? And once you list it, you want to go back to your bank statements and get averages, okay? Kind of get averages for everything so that you can start marking that down. Once again, include your monthly bills like your mortgage, utilities, credit card payments, and you also want to include your variable expenses, things that tend to fluctuate like groceries, dining out, entertainment. What I want you to do next, once you have all that written down and you have those averages right next to them, you want to determine which are needs and which are wants. Okay. So, what are the things that you and your family need? Okay. And what are the things that you don't need? They're just wants. It's just pretty much a luxury. Um, what you want to do for sure is include your savings as a need. Okay. It's very important that we pay ourselves first. Okay. You want to have that money. That is definitely a need. And in the next slides, we'll talk about savings more. Okay. Next, once you have all that written down, you want to make a list of all of your sources of income. Okay. Payroll. Okay, you want, is it just one person that is covering all of these monthly expenses? Is it two people? Who's helping? Who's not? Do you have a second job? You want to get all of that information, all of those numbers together. If you have a job where you get paid different amounts every time, you once again get an average. Okay, get an average and include that in your spending plan. Finally, what you're going to want to do is start by subtracting all of your expenses from your total income. Hopefully, all of your expenses are covered, but if not, you will need to make some adjustments, okay? And consider cutting back on some of the wants, or seeing if you can reduce any of the needs, maybe like groceries or gasoline. Okay. You can also look into selling things. That's something that I did actually recently. I have, I had a lot of baby things that I didn't need anymore. And so I got on Facebook Marketplace and started selling them. Believe it or not, I came up with $200 in just a month from selling all of these things. So look around your house. If there's things you no longer need, sell them. Something else that we always advise our members is pick up a job on the weekends, maybe a part-time. Last year, something that my family and I did in order to get a little bit more money in, my husband, he was a lifeguard at a pool. And so he did that for several years in college, and a few of the neighbors in our neighborhood were wanting to pay someone or take their kids to swimming lessons. And so my husband ended up doing that, being the instructor, and so that's a little money that he was able to get us on the weekends. And so you never know, you might have some skill that can help out other people and you can charge for that on your extra time. And that's all if your income doesn't cover your expenses after you've done your spending plan, okay, after you've done your calculations. If you have a surplus, let's say that you do have money left over after all of your needs and wants are covered, then give that remaining money a purpose, okay? Maybe assign it towards a savings or go ahead and start paying down more on your debt. Whatever it is, just give it a purpose, okay? Money that doesn't have a purpose just disappears. And like Dave Ramsey says, prioritize your dollars, necessities over luxuries. What's funny about that is that I have a member that I've been speaking to for almost a little bit over a year now, and we talk maybe twice a month, and she always gives me updates and fills me in on anything going on in her life. And she tells me, Anna, when I go to the store, I always hear your little voice saying, do you really need that? Do you really need that? And so it makes me happy that I'm impacting people and helping them with their finances, and they think of me outside of this. So I hope I can do that for you too. Yeah, let's avoid living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. Okay. Moving on. Let's talk about sinking funds. What are sinking funds? Sinking funds are what you use to reach a savings goal. Okay. They're used to save for in advance things that you know are going to happen. If you know you're going to be spending money outside of your regular budget for something, it's smart to create a sinking funds for it. That way, you can save a little bit every single month or paycheck so you can be prepared for the expenses when they come around. Some examples are Christmas. If you are somebody that likes to go all out for Christmas, you want to go ahead and start saving now. Holidays, birthdays, you always want to think about what birthday is coming up. Am I going to have to throw a birthday party? Maybe it's a friend's birthday, and now we need to think about dinner, having dinner with them. That's going to cost us money. How much money am I going to save to get them a birthday gift? Insurance, vacations. We all want to take a nice vacation. uh, Auto maintenance, and something else that's not included in here is your taxes as well. Okay, how you're going to pay back your taxes. And so, how are we going to calculate this? You calculate the sinking funds by taking the number you will be spending and dividing it by the months you are going to save for. So, for example, let's say in the Christmas instance, let's say you want to save $1,000 by Christmas, but you want that money by November, obviously, to go ahead and have all of those gifts already purchased, wrap them, and put them under the tree by December. So what we would do is that we would take the $1,000 and divide them for 9 months. Okay, can you believe we're only 9 months away from Christmas again? I feel like that was just yesterday. You would have to save $112 every month, okay, if we want to make that $1,000 goal by November. So $112, that's what would be needed to add to our spending plan as soon as possible, okay, so that we can reach that goal. And that's just a small example. Everybody's is going to be different, but I think sinking funds are so, so helpful. It helps us prevent from going into a credit card to use it because we wanted to go out for Christmas, and then next thing we know, we're back into more debt. So always a good idea to include a sinking fund as part of your little list, okay? Part of your expenses whenever you're coming up with a spending plan. So next, let's talk about a budget pie chart. How much should you be spending on each category? Okay, so you may be thinking, how do I know how much to spend? This pie chart gives you a good guide. Okay, so let's start with housing, which is the biggest percentage here. As you can see in red, 35%. This should include your rent, mortgage payment, taxes, insurance, utilities. You should plan to devote about 35% of your income towards housing. Transportation, so that's next in blue, 15% of your monthly income, and include your car payment, insurance, gas, and maintenance. This is very helpful to review before you purchase a vehicle too. Moving on, next would be debt payments should be no more than 15% of your income. If you're paying more than this, then you might be carrying too much debt, okay? And it's time to focus on paying that down. Things like food, clothing, entertainment, and other miscellaneous expenses fall into the life category, and that should be about 25% of your income. And then moving on, most importantly, savings should be a minimum of 10% of your income. Even though savings is only 10%, you always want to start with a savings when distributing your paycheck, okay? It's very important to save for life emergencies first. A good plan is to start with a savings of $1,000. Then after that, I always recommend that we work from $1,000 to 1 to 3 months worth of expenses in case you ever face a financial crisis like losing your job, or maybe, God forbid, an injury that would prevent you from working. So it's always important to have that savings. You also, once again, don't want to miss out on a 401k plan if your job offers it, okay? You can use that as part of your saving 10%. So if you find that you are spending significantly over these guidelines in any one in any category, you may need to make some adjustments. If that's not possible, you will have to determine what you're willing to sacrifice in other categories in order to spend more in that one specific area. So let's talk about making it stick. Okay, what are we going to do so that it sticks, so that it works, and that we continue to use it? My main thing is set up direct deposit. Yeah, that is the most important thing. So use direct deposit to automate savings and separate your money for your needs and your wants. For example, I have how many accounts? Five, five different accounts. I have one for my bills. I have one for my emergency savings. I have one for my baby's savings. And then I have my checking account. And then we actually have two checking accounts. I know it sounds like a lot of accounts, but hey, if it's going to help you, which it's been helping me for years now, then feel free to do it. Open several different accounts, okay? Um, so what we did is that after my husband and I created a budget and found out the specific amounts that we were needing to pay towards expenses, towards wants, we decided to send our direct deposit directly into that account. Okay, so for example, all of our bills, our direct deposit goes into that bills account, and the bills account, we have all of our bills on auto pay, okay? And so that just pulls right out. We don't even get to see that money. We don't get to touch it. We don't go in there and manually make those transfers every time we get paid. It just does it. And the way that we were able to do that is that you can always go to whatever payroll system that your employer might use and set that up. Okay. And so same thing with our emergency savings. As soon as we get paid, that money goes in there. We don't even see it. Same thing with my baby savings account. In our checking, because we have only access to our checking through a debit card, with our checking, the money that actually hits the checking is money that we know is strictly for groceries, gasoline, and entertainment. Okay. That makes it a lot easier because you never fall short on any bills. Those bills are already paid. You're not even thinking about it. Um, and so like the next bullet point says, you can pay bills the day you get paid instead of when they're due, and set up automatic payments. Okay, that's going to help a lot. When you get paid, pull out your spending plan and pay any bills due from that day until the next paycheck. Okay, so by doing that, you won't have to worry about making late payments, and you will have a more clear picture of how much you have left over for variable expenses like groceries, gas, and entertainment. Pay cash when possible. Okay, that's another really good point there. When I was single, when was just me and one income and living on my own, paying cash is something that helped me tremendously. The way that I did that is that I had once again all of my bills set up on auto pay. I had all of my bills set up on auto pay from my checking account. And what I would do, since I already knew after every paycheck how much money I had for going out to eat, for groceries, what I would do is that as soon as I would get paid, I would run over to the ATM and withdraw that amount that I knew I could use towards gas and going out for the weekend. And so what I would do is just put the cash in my pocket, go do my groceries, and on the weekends, whenever somebody invited me to go out somewhere, I would just open my purse. If I didn't see any cash in there, or maybe just 20 bucks, I would say, no, I'm sorry, I can't go. And so I think that using cash is very helpful. It allows you to feel the transaction a little more versus when you use a credit card. I feel like it doesn't register the amount that we're spending. We don't even see it until we pull up our bank statements later. So we tend to have much more an emotional reaction and attachment to cash on hand. Okay. You want to also involve your family. If you're married or sharing expenses with someone, they should be involved in the process. So, usually, one partner is more savvy than the other, and the person who is not too money savvy may not want to be involved, but it is very important to be on the same page. Okay. So, on a smaller scale, you can also include your kids. We don't want to stress them out with all the details, but you can teach them to create their own spending plan for events like prom. Kid, Kids learn the best through hands-on activities, so it's a great way to give them an experience. Okay. You want to be okay with saying no. Like I said earlier, you'll have friends that invite you out. Be okay with saying no, okay? No to friends or no to coworkers who are pressuring you to leave your packed lunch behind, leave it in the fridge, and go out to eat something delicious. Be okay with telling them, no, it's just not in your plan right now. Okay, it'll be okay. Most importantly, keep track of your spending. Use the spreadsheet or an app to keep track and make sure you are staying within the spending goal you set for yourself. So next we have another question, Butel.
Um, yes, ma'am, that is correct. So again, thank you everybody for listening to all this great advice that we're getting. It's eye-opening. The question is, how do you feel about having a spending plan now? That is the question. A, am I going to continue using the one I have? Mm. B, I cannot wait to get started. C, I need help creating one. D, I'm not convinced it will help me. Well, you know what, Anna, after listening to you, I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to get an appointment with you guys and sit down and get my life a little straighter. I'm not getting any younger, so I need to make sure that I have everything that I can, that emergency fund set up that we need in the future for any needs that I got. So
Yes, sir. Come on
yeah,
over.
yeah. No, I hear great confidentiality from you guys. I mean, everything is under wraps, making sure, looking out for the member owners' well-being and their families, of course. So, yeah, it's something, as you mentioned before, there's no cost to it. Why not take advantage of the service, right?
Right, exactly.
So we have the polling question just closed, and we have that the majority are going, I can wait to get started on this,
Yay.
followed by I need help creating one itself. And then they're going to continue using the one they have at this time. So
Awesome,
that's
awesome.
pretty good. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, and that's what we do. That's what we're here for, to help you get started and to help you create one and figure out what's going to work for you. We have members that we start off with one spending plan and they come back and they say, you know what, this one's not really working. Let's figure out a different one. And so we work with them to do that.
We appreciate you guys for doing that for our membership as well.
So
Back
let's
to
go
you.
ahead and move on to our next slide. Track your spending. Keeping track of your spending will keep you on the right path. So, what are we going to do? We're going to be proactive. Plot out upcoming known expenses in your monthly spending plan, like we mentioned earlier, your registration, Christmas, a birthday. Okay. Check your banking app daily and keep note of how much has been spent so you avoid going over budget. Check your banking app. That's something that I do every day. My husband thinks I'm crazy, but you know what? It works for me, and I check it every day, sometimes twice a day. I think it's very important to keep an eye on it. Next, use an app, a spreadsheet, or a notebook to help you keep track of everything and ask us for help with this. You can contact us to make an appointment, and we can share whatever sheets that we do have, whether it's monthly, weekly that you want to be looking at, bi-weekly, whatever it is, we're here to help you, and we have a lot of these sheets to share with you. I'm not a person who ever really liked to use the budgeting apps. I tried before, and that just personally I couldn't stick to, but some apps that I've heard are very good are Mint.com, AINT.com, personalcapital.com, and you need a budget.com. You can also just create a spending plan yourself, like it says on here. Use a notebook, write it all down, and I think that's an easier way to start off when you have printed or pulled out your banking statements and your bills. Have it all in front of you and just start by writing it down. If you don't want to have it on a notebook, just transfer it over to a spreadsheet or to one of these apps. Okay. So also rebalance if you spend more than intended on a planned expense. Okay, so make sure you go back in there and change up the numbers and see exactly how much you're left with. What I always advise my members when I'm talking to them, a lot of people don't understand. Well, I'm just wanting to talk about paying off debt today. Why do we need to talk about a budget? Well, it's pretty hard to figure out how much you're going to start paying towards debt or how much you're going to start putting in a savings for whatever it is that you're wanting. It's pretty hard to do that and just coming up with a random number because you never know if you tell yourself, I'm going to put $400 towards debt this month or in a savings account. What if that throws off all of your other bills? What if you fall short, or what if you overspent on eating out and didn't remember that you had given $400 to a credit card? Okay, so that's why it's very important to start off so that we know how much money we're working with. And when I work with you, I want to be able to give you a reachable amount, okay, an amount that is doable for you to reach your goals, okay, and to allocate somewhere. We never want to give you, once again, some random number. That's why it's very important to track your spending. And let's move on. What's next here? So, tools and resources. Okay, so these are some of the things the credit union has to offer you. Okay. Financial wellness, that is our department. Okay, you guys can always go to our website and check us out. You'll see a link, our email and our phone number so that you can contact us and everything that we have to offer. We have the Navigator. The Navigator is very helpful. Okay, you can find this under aacreditunion.org again. Okay, what the Navigator does, and this is something that I send my members via email all the time. The Navigator is also free for you. You just create a profile. What it is several articles and videos that you can go in there and view and educate yourself. So on your own time also. So you'll find anything from saving money to how to build a credit score, how to find the right insurance for you, all kinds of things. Very helpful, very good resource. Something else that I like about the Navigator is that the videos will question you at the beginning of the video to kind of test your knowledge, and then after a few slides, after watching the video, it'll test your knowledge towards the end, and it's very impressive to see, how much you learned from this. And I love that you get to do it on your own pace too. SavvyMoney.com. I love Savvy Money. If you have an account here at the credit union and you have the mobile app, you can always log in, not a mobile necessarily, but if you have an account online with the credit union, you can always log in and find Savvy Money so that you can check your credit score, check kind of what's on your credit score. Yeah, very helpful. Let's move on here. Financial wellness, this is our department, okay? We are once again available to members and non-members. This resource offers financial counselors who can help you with things like creating a budget, repairing credit, or staying accountable. Okay. Some of our most incredible member stories involve this group of dedicated credit union employees. Those who truly commit their time and effort will see an improvement to their financial future. Okay, so we're all certified credit union financial counselors. We are experts in financial assistance for bruised credit situations, whether you're just starting a credit or you've already hurt your credit a bit and we need to go ahead and correct that as soon as possible. What we like to do is give our members the best advice, what's going to be more convenient, what's going to help you to increase your credit score the fastest. Okay. Advanced financial indebtedness solution assistance. If you're considering anything like maybe contacting one of those debt consolidation companies that you hear about on the radio, come talk to us first. Let's figure out a plan for you. Let's see what we can do. Okay. They don't always work with the best intent. So contact us and we'll talk about it. We're here for continuous accountability and support and guidance. And then also we provide several educational seminars and webinars throughout the year. Okay. Below you'll see our phone number, 833-346-9355, or you can shoot us an email at financialwellness@aacreditunion.org to set up an appointment with one of us. And Bill Tell, I'll hand it over to you again.
Vittel, you're muted.
You see, that means, and they can see that this is live. So before we go to any Q&A, we want to go over a few things for our member owners and those that are not yet a member owner. That way they can become member owners of the credit union itself. So we're going to have a few slides of some of the offers that we have, and then we'll come back to the webinar itself to answer questions or any following anything else that we have. So as mentioned, most of our products and services, uh, including any type of loans, they require a membership. So if you have not joined yet our American Airlines Credit Union and you have not become a member owner, consider opening a share savings account. That is what we call the umbrella account. It gives you access to everything else that this credit union can offer you to enhance your financial profile. So if, as you can see here, if you use your phone and you scan that QR code, it's going to take you to a mobile application. You will fill it out. Towards the bottom, it's going to say something about, do you have a promotional code? And you'll say, yes, we do have one. The promo code for this webinar will be B as in boy, D as in David, 4412. What we're going to do is we're going to credit the first initial deposit towards your account for becoming a member owner. We're depositing $6. Yes, $6 we're depositing. It's just the stepping stone for your financial wellness. So you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Plus, once you're a member, you will always be a member for life with the credit union. Doesn't mean that if you change jobs, you decide to leave the air transportation industry, decide to go and work for the city, you can always have the account with us. We are nationwide. We have services 24/7 that we can help you out. So there's no need for you to close the account and go some other place, maybe to earn less dividends on your accounts or pay more interest on your loans. Something that we want to make sure you're also aware of is that by being a member owner of the credit union, you have the gift of providing membership to your family members and to those that live in your household or to anybody that works with you in the air transportation industry itself. And by doing that, when you refer somebody to open an account and the account is open, you get $25 for that account that is open. And you can do up to 10 of those a year. So that could be an easy $250. So let's say you're a member and you have a wife and 3 kids, and none of them are members of the credit union. If you refer all 4 of them and all 4 accounts are open, you'll be granted $100 for referring 4 members, your wife and the 3 kids. So again, what easier way to make $1? You can make it go longer. It can help you pay bills. You can also join by visiting our credit union website, aacreditunion.org. You can call us at our 800 number, or you can always walk to the closest branch that you have at work. Or if you live in a community, we may have some, especially in the DFW area. You can always go there and visit us. You can email us at weworkforyou at AA Credit Union. In that way, we can assist you as well. With that, I'm going to go to the next slide. And the next slide is for our offers, what we have to offer our members for their financial wellness. You know, as we realize that many of you on today's presentations are members, would like to take this time to point out some of the exciting offers that we have for you. So for those, Anna mentioned about savings. So if you're trying to save money and get a good return on your investment, you can open one of our share certificates. One that we have currently for 6 months. It's paying 5.5% annual percent yield. You can start it for $1,000, and it's good for 6 months, the length of this specific share certificate. And again, it's paying 5.50. Or if you believe on holding your money a little longer, we have also a good share certificate that is good for 12 months. Again, you can start it with as low as $1,000. And that one is paying 5.12 annual percent yield. And this is right now the rates that we have as of the end of February. Things can change based on the market, but that's what we have at this time and moment. Anna also mentioned something about setting up direct deposit. Well, you set up direct deposit with your checking account here at your credit union. You open your checking, you set up direct deposit. We will provide $25 towards that account for you setting up the direct deposit into it. Plus, something that we do, we give you access to your funds 2 days before your payroll hits. So let's say your payroll is supposed to hit on a Friday, you should have the funds available on Wednesday. So that makes it easier and more convenient as well. Plus, another perk that we provide you by having direct deposit into your checking account is that it can help you getting discounts on your car loan with us. By having direct deposit, you can get a 0.25% annual percent rate deduction of the rate that you may have or you get for your car loan itself. So again, setting up direct deposit is a win-win situation. You get the $25 plus you get future discounts as well. She also mentioned, and again, I'm just going over part of what she mentioned, the Navigator. The Navigator is a great tool. Plus, you can start your day right by improving your money skills with the Navigator. You can earn experience points, and you can enter a chance to win $1,000 every month by going into the Navigator, completing certain courses, doing certain things. It gives you a chance to be entered into the drawing that we have on a monthly basis of $1,000. So again, it's just a matter of taking advantage of products and services that we offer you to enhance your life. We have credit cards that when you look at what you have in your wallet at this time, you're probably paying anywhere from 25 to 33% on those. Our highest rate, and I'm going to go this way because it makes a lot of sense, is 18%. That's our highest. So even though you have your lowest at 25%, our highest is still a lot better than what you have right now in your wallet at this time and moment. So make sure that you contact one of our subject matter experts in order to see what else we can do to improve your financial wellness in order for you to take care of that extra cash and apply it towards something else there may be as well. Once again, reiterate, we also provide a balance transfer for 6 months, 0% on a balance transfer when you open a new Visa Platinum low rate card. So you open a new Visa Platinum low rate card, you can transfer the funds. There's no fees for transferring funds from our side. You can have 6 months with zero balance transfer. After the 6 months, it'll go to a rate based on your credit worthiness. So, but at least again, it helps you lower the rate of whatever you have currently. It'll free some money that then when you talk to Anna or one of her coworkers, they say, okay, we can use this money now for this um, other project that we're trying to help out. Um, what we're going to do is we're going to go to some questions now. I know we have about 5 minutes and we're going to go there. Is you okay with that, Anna?
Yes, yes, of course.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Let me just open this box over here. So somebody's asking, do we need an appointment in order to get a tracking spreadsheet?
Yes. Yes, because we want to not just give you I'm sorry, any spreadsheet. We want to give you the right one, the one that's going to fit your life, the one that's going to fit how you get paid, the one that's going to fit the type of expenses that you have. So we'd love to talk to you a bit about it and share those with you for sure.
Okay, good. Or if they feel that they can navigate themselves into uh, Google Land or something like that, and they can find one that works for them. I mean,
Right.
it's a matter of getting it started. So if you want to
Yeah.
start it that way, and then when you come with your information data and you sit with one of our counselors, they can see it already that you're taking steps towards the benefit of your finances, and they can basically copy that and make sure that everything is set up accordingly. Um,
Right. Mhm.
we answered this one already, but um, what is the cost to set up an appointment and work with an analyst, budgeting and or planning?
Free. There's no cost to you. Okay, all you have to do
There's
is pick up the phone or send us an email, and one of our coordinators will contact you and get you on the schedule, whatever day or time is best for you, and we'll go ahead and meet with you. I think honestly, this is the perfect time to do it because a lot of us are getting our income tax. Okay, so we want to talk about what's the smart thing to do with that money that you're getting back. Let's talk about what debt we're going to pay off or how much we're going to put into a savings. Yes, we want to spend a little bit, but let's not blow the whole thing.
yeah,
Now's the perfect time to meet with us and go ahead and get that organized. And we still have what, 9 more months to the
yeah.
end of the year. So let's get our finances straight and end 2024 on the right foot.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, only basically 10 months left of the year.
I
And if
know.
there's a lot of planning, like you said, you need to divide within those months itself. Um,
Right.
I have a comment on this one here.
Mhm.
Somebody was using Mint for a while,
Mhm.
although still not sticking on a budget per se, this individual.
Mhm.
They have recently gone, I guess Mint had gone into Credit Karma, and
Mhm.
there's no budgeting feature on that particular program. Is there
Mhm.
one that you can recommend that is not expensive itself?
Once again, I personally don't use the apps. That's just something that has never worked for me. But I mentioned a few ones, the Mint one, and then personalcapital.com, and also youneedabudget.com. So I've heard very good things about those.
Correct. One of our subject matter experts mentioned that one in particular. YNAB, you need a budget, uh, which again, they also say that is highly, highly rated. So again, something that is that you can use to get
Right.
set up and ready. Let's see what else we have. Uh, Somebody saying thank you for letting them know about the navigator the system that we have.
Mhm.
Uh, they're also asking if The YNAB, you need a budget itself. Is there a cost on that, or is it expensive?
I'm not sure, honestly, Butel. Like I said, I don't use them. I've just heard really good things about that. You can always check out the budgets, go online and see if it's going to cost you money or not. And then also if that's something like I guess the previous question said that they had tried Mint and it didn't work out, give spreadsheets a try or give it a try to write it down or even have it written down on your agenda or on your phone. Okay. Sometimes that those things seem to stick more or are more accessible. So yeah, it's all about trying different things. It doesn't always necessarily have to be an app.
Correct. Also, something that it seems like is helping a lot of people to save some money
Hmm.
is dropping some vices. A pack of cigarettes,
Yeah.
buying a case of beer. I just came back from Europe, and I noticed, not that I smoke, that a pack of cigarettes was 17 euros.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of money. That's close to 19, $20.
I was gonna say, isn't that about $20?
Yes, for a pack of cigarettes, 20 cigarettes. I mean, that's an expensive vice nowadays. So that can also help you guys.
Right.
Um, we are right at the dot of 2 o'clock. So, respect to our audience itself, I know they have work to get back to. I know they're probably having lunch and they're taking advantage of this time for that. Um, we want to say thank you. Let me put this slide here. That way people can take information or the phone number or their email address. We want to take this time to thank you, everybody. Um, be sure to register for future webinars by visiting the American Airlines creditunion.org/events. Keep checking back. We currently have our March ones posted out there, webinars. There's a lot of things coming up in the credit union. The month of March, we're going to have meet and greet your mortgage loan officer. So a lot of the branches are going to have a mortgage loan officer visiting there. They may not be there all the time, but you can go out there and meet them. Go to our website. You can see when, times, everything else. And pretty soon, we're also going to have in April Shred Day event. So I know it's more than 30 days off, but we want to make sure that when you go to our website, go on events, and you will see that as well. On behalf of Anna, myself, the entire credit union, our
Thank
subject
you.
matter experts, thank you so much for investing in your financial wellness by spending time with us today. Remember, um, we sent the invitation via email to fill out a survey, or we will be sending that out. If we didn't get to your question, or as yours one more of a personal nature, you're always allowed to put that in your survey. You can request copies of this presentation itself. A credit union will contact you. A credit union personnel, subject matter expert, will contact you next week with any questions you may have on that. Um, just so you know, you can please follow us on Facebook. Make sure you like us, you follow us, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Most people forgot about Twitter already. Now they know X. Um, for any extra helpful financial tips and learn more about coming webinars, you can always again visit our website. We also in YouTube. So if you want to see Anna again delivering this webinar, go to our YouTube channel. You can previously see other recorded webinars. Could be of mortgages, about cars, more financial wellness, including this one, as I said before. Just visit us in YouTube, American Airlines Credit Union. Uh, these will be posted next week. Again, please thank you for being with us. Stay safe, healthy, and happy out there. Let us know if we can do anything for you in your financial journey. Thank you again. Anything else you would like to add, Anna?
I just want to say thank you for everyone who attended and sat here and listened to us. I hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you again. And remember that we're here for you in every aspect of your life financially. Have a
Thank you.
great day, everyone.
Bye-bye.